Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'inu ala umuri dunya waddin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. Dear Mr. Cahya Kusuma, as a lecturer who teaches the reading text subject, as well as my friend who are happy student of the Islamic Religious Education Study Program Alma at University in Yogyakarta. First of all, let us express gratitude for the blessing that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has given us so that we are still given health, a long life, and happy family. We are always under His protection and keep away from the virus that is now at our country. Praise and greeting do not forget to give to our Lord, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who brought us from the dark ages to the time of light today. And hopefully we will get the interaction in the end. Amen. Me, Siti Agustina from the third semester of the Islamic Religious Education Study Program Alma at University in Yogyakarta. I am here to explain the contents of a book entitled Islamic Teaching on Contemporary for Young Muslim. My goal for making this video is a final project for the reading text course. The book that I used as a reference for this achievement is in the form of a PDF because during a pandemic like this, I cannot go to the library or go out looking for books, so I look for in the PDF form. Before I explain the content of this book, I will introduce the author of this book. The author of this book are Abdullah Saed, Rowan Gold, and Adis Dudirija. This book was published by the National Center of Excellence for Islamic Studies at the Asia Institute University of Melbourne in the year 2016. In this book, there are 5 themes, and I chose the third theme entitled The Diversity of Islam because in this theme or chapter, it explains the basic or beginning of Muslim explanation, namely the understanding of Muslim diversity, Muslim research, as well as different and similarities of opinion between people Islam. Alright, I'll just explain the material from the chapter. I cause the first is about disagreement and unity in Islam. Disagreement is a difficult topic to discuss because different has the potential to create conflict. Yet if all disagreement created conflict, the Muslim community will not have survived until today, since it is human nature to disagree. The Quran commands Muslims not to split into factions, but remain united. Hold fast to the rope of God all together. Do not split into factions. Remember God's favor to you. You were enemy, and then he broke your head together, and you become murdered by his curse. You were about to fall into a pit of fire, and he saved you from it. In this way, God makes his revelation clear to show that you may be right quitted. Yet God also acknowledge that human beings differ from another. Such difference is definitely intended than the Quran also states. Among his six is the creation of the heaven and earth and the diversity of your language and color. There truly are six in this for those who know. Disagreement is part of human life and only become a problem when we cannot accept its other difference. This is what leads to conflict, not the disagreement itself. When we read history, we learn that Muslims have experienced diversity from the beginning. What we look at a book of Quran commentary, we find that for every verse there is a wide range of opinion about its meaning. The same is true for the great book of law and theology. We find a remarkable range of issues on which the scholar disagree, usually politically. Sometimes healthy, but without calling on another heretics or apostates. The critic scholar maintained a noble level of professional respect for one another. After the death of the prophets, the Muslim community fell into disagreement about how to define itself. Who is a Muslim? This was a political question as well as theological one. Some rulers were not pious even though they were descended from the prophet family. And people asked whether they were even Muslim. The community grappled with this issue for countries and fought several civil wars over it. Most Muslims felt the leader of the community should come from the Quraysh tribe. Shiites believed the leader should come only from the close family of the Prophet, so it had to be one of the descendants of his daughter Fatima and his son-in-law Ali bin Abi Talib. Both mainstream Sunnis and Shiites believed the rulers Pioneers thought disabled should not be the unconquered. However, a radical group known as the Khawarij thought that anyone could be the ruler as long as he was pious. They sound attractive until we realized the Khawarij also thought people who were not pious were not ever Muslim. They also thought any less than pious people, including rulers, could be attacked and killed. For this reason, most Muslims found their radical view incredible and spring after money, killed was a shedding of blood. This view almost completely died out. The issue of establishing who was actually a Muslim or not in practice as opened the in theory was fraught with difficulty and most scholars studied well away from it. The majority thought it was universe and theological downwards to accuse someone of not being a Muslim. For this reason, most early Muslim theorists adopted a broad understanding of what it means to be Muslim. It can be summarized in the maxim: Islam is the kalima, profession of faith. The president of the European Council of Fatwa and Research, Sheikh Yusuf Al-Qaradawi, stated in a fatwa included in the Imam Masjid Whoever in wo- whoever preaches with that there is not God but God, and the Muhammad is the mission of God with singly from his head has become a Muslim, and what is due to him is what is due to the Muslim, and what he is obligated to do is what the Muslim and obligated to do, and he has tended salvation to be. In medieval times, the Hanbali school of law was the most concerned with this issue. Even then, Hanbali scholars called as Ibn Tayyib and Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah were careful to distinguish between on the one hand discussing accounts and what the believers were not compatible with Islam, takfir mutlak, and on the other actually action someone of being a disbeliever, takfir al-mutayyam, takfir al-muayyan. Like other scholars, they were not action doing so because of the harm is the cause. In summary, the issue of who is and who is not a Muslim should almost never arise, except in the research of cases. In these cases, any discussion should be left to those with the years of study, experience, and wisdom required to properly consider the issue. As classical Muslim scholars well know, to allow anyone to open up this question would be to risk a return to the unrest fitna and plebiscite of the time of the early civil wars. That was the explanation of term 3 about the diversity of Islam. If there are errors and deficiencies in my conveying the material, I apologize professionally. Thank you and see you soon. Wallahul muwaffiq illa wa Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.